Welcome to the Words That Change Lives podcast, helping leaders, coaches, and small business owners to 10 times the impact of their message. Join us as we delve into the art of powerful language, enabling you to speak with unwavering honesty, communicate authentically, and create a lasting impression with every word. I was in the wings of TEDx Moseley, the event that I'd spent years with a team helping to curate and coaching the speakers. And we finally, after many cancellations during COVID, got to deliver the event. And I was in the wings helping the speakers before they went on stage. And pretty much all the speakers had that big voice in their head saying, "Who do you think you are? Why do people want to hear what you've got to say?" And they were relaying these things back to me. And I was coaching them in the wings to help dissolve that inner doubter, which I call the protector, to help them go on that stage and smash their talks. And of course, they all did. And afterwards, they came back to me after the applause and the warmth of the audience and said, "God, thank God I've done that. And what was I even worried about?" And this just goes to show that no matter who you are, no matter how experienced you are, no matter how successful you are, even if you are a seasoned keynote speaker, that voice in your head can most often rear its head before you do something big that's outside your comfort zone. That is why when people are thinking about going for a TEDx talk, they do have mindset blocks. Now, not everybody does. I'm not saying that. But if you have experienced anything like that, when it comes to even thinking about standing on a TEDx stage and delivering a talk, this episode is for you. This is day 2, episode 2 of the TEDx Quest challenge. And today is all about overcoming those mindset blocks, because it is absolutely crucial to face them, to accept them, to understand them, and to overcome them in order to put your best idea forward and just take action to go get that talk and stand on that stage. So in this episode, I'm going to be talking about the types of mindset blocks that I've experienced myself and that I've helped many, many, many clients to overcome. And then I'm going to be helping you to reflect on what your biggest mindset blocks are and what you can do, what steps you can take to overcome them. Now, as a reminder, if this is something you're listening to as part of the live challenge, you will have signed up. You will be getting an email. There are lots of tools and support tools to help you along your journey. But if you're listening to this outside of that, it's okay. You can still take part in this challenge and you can still benefit from it. So I'm going to be going through those things, and then I'm going to be asking you to take some action to help you with this. It's a biggie, but it's really, really important. Now, I have experienced this many, many times, even though I've spent years standing up in front of people, delivering messages, delivering talks, delivering presentations to senior leaders, to C-suite people, to audiences, to groups of people within organizations, you name it, I've done it. I still get the mindset blocks rear up every now and again. And let's just explain what that is. I called it the inner doubter, but I also want to call it your protector. Because if we can flip the switch on how we see what this primitive mechanism is doing, essentially it is trying to protect us. So whenever we get a mindset block, what that is our primitive system trying to protect us from perceived harm. It is scouring the environment for a potential threat. And when we think about standing on a stage, delivering a talk, particularly a TEDx talk, we might see that as a potential threat. Well, our primitive system is taking that as a potential threat. So this is where you hear things like, "Who do you think you are? Who are you to give this type of talk? Who wants to listen to your story? Who wants to listen to your ideas? Best to stay quiet." That's just your inner protector trying to keep you safe from perceived threat. But it's not helpful because when we get this imposter syndrome, mental block, this fear essentially is what it boils down to. We are stopping ourselves from helping so many other people. We're stopping ourselves from moving forward on our personal growth. from expanding into new areas, from reaching new people, from sharing our ideas and really making an impact in the world. And that is what a TEDx does. Because when that talk goes onto that YouTube channel, however million subscribers, I think it's around 40 million subscribers now we're at, you are helping so many people with your idea. That is what the most important thing is to focus on. So I'm going to go through a few sort of strategies and reasons why these things come up now. But the first thing is to identify that you are experiencing a mindset block and that it is okay, and that you can have compassion for that part of you that is trying to protect you. We all have this inner protector. But what matters is how we respond to it. Okay? So the first thing we can do is turn towards it and acknowledge it. Now, you can call your inner protector whatever you want. Let's call it Pikachu. The reason why I'm saying that is because I have a Pikachu teddy's like literally staring me in the face whilst I'm recording this podcast episode. Let's call this Pikachu. So Pikachu is trying to protect you. Big cuddly yellow thing that he is. And that's all he's trying to do. So you can thank Pikachu with compassion, but you can dissolve the feelings of fear by knowing that that's just something that's a protective mechanism. So that's the first thing you can do. Thank your inner protector with compassion and kindness. And it's almost like having a conversation with yourself in that you know that this is something that's come up and you know that your inner protector is just trying to protect you. And so by thanking the inner protector, but carrying on anyway, you're almost giving yourself permission to overcome that mindset block. Another area which really helped me was in visualization of the end result. So I had lots of, mindset monkeys getting in the way in the period of landing my TEDx talk, delivering, and I had 24 hours to deliver it. But, think really drowning in fear during the day, watching the other speakers, thinking, I can't do this. What really helped me was to visualize the end result. Standing on the stage, receiving the applause, having delivered, feeling confident, feeling fulfilled, feeling that my message was delivered, and feeling proud. If you can tap into those feelings, then how you actually get there almost sort of dissolves out of the way. Because you're focusing on what it is that you want to achieve, right? Reticular activating system, focus on things, thoughts become things. If you believe in any type of universal law, or even if you're a science buff and you believe in scientific exploration of conscious thought, then either of those things can help you visualize the outcome and move towards that outcome that you want, rather than focus on the obstacles that you're putting in your way to get there. These blocks are important to be taken seriously, but also to recognize that you can overcome them. And the understanding that, and the final piece of advice I'm going to give today is moving yourself out of the way and stop focusing on you. Because by focusing on you, you're getting all up in your head about you and how you're going to feel and standing on that stage and feeling fear. Whereas if you're to move yourself out of the way and focus on what is the idea I want to share, what is the message I want to share, how do I want to help people, what is the impact I want to make, which was the previous episode I asked you to define, you're not focusing on you anymore. You're not focusing on the block that's going to get in your way, and you're moving yourself out of the way of your message. Imagine if you could just help one person. Well, times that by millions, potentially, when you deliver a TEDx talk. It's not just about standing on that stage. It's the legacy of what happens after that when that talk goes up online. So now's your time to reflect on your mindset blocks. And if you are taking part of the live challenge, in your email today, there will be a Google form link to fill in that information. And if you are not participating in the live challenge, don't worry. Take a few moments to write down what your biggest mindset block is and what's the first step forward in overcoming it based on what I've shared today, or your own thoughts and reflections on what it is you can do to overcome that mindset block, because it really is a mindset block. It's not a physical one. And it might be something different to what I've explained today, but that's okay. Write that down, and also write down what it is that you want to do to overcome it. Either fill in the Google form if you're taking part of the live challenge, or just write that down and you can get in touch. You can let me know what you've put by contacting hello@helenpackham.com. And I'll see you for the next episode, where we're going to be talking about the really juicy part of crafting your TEDx idea. See you next time. Thanks for listening to Words That Change Lives. Please rate, review and follow on Apple Podcasts or wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really means the world and helps me to reach more people so that we can all harness the power of our words and change lives for the better.